Good evening and hello and all. Welcome to the Sports Press Box Summer Edition. My name is Darren and it's great to be with you. Taking over from your usuals, the Sports Press Box hosts, Guy and Jamie, who are on a very well-earned break. They'll be back in 2023 for some more great episodes of the Sports Press Box. But until then, you've got me coming to you every week with the Sports Press Box Summer Edition. And it's great to be here. And what a start to the summer it has been. We've had the World Cup, we've had cricket, we've had NBL. It's all very exciting, and since we're almost in Christmas, I think we should start the show with some Christmas music, just to get us all into the Christmas theme, right here on the Sports Press Box, proudly brought to you by Viva Teamwear. Yes, hope you're feeling a bit more Christmassy with that beautiful piece of music. That was Sleigh Bells by Richard Bodge. You're listening to the Sports Press Box Summer Edition, and it's so great to be with you. All right, let's jump right into the sports. And of course, you have to be living under a rock to know that Argentina has beaten France in the World Cup in Doha in a tense penalty shootout. It is a fairy tale ending for Lionel Messi in a once-in-a-generational win in what is possibly the Argentina's superstars' last international match. Messi scored twice while Mbappe netted a hat-trick for France. The match decided from the penalty spot. Sides finished 3-3 after 30 minutes of extra time.
He is. Argentina have won the World Cup. France have lost their title. Lionel Messi has won the World Cup. What a fairy tale. What a final.
Argentina winning the penalty shootout 4-2, etching the squad into the history books once again. It's their third World Cup victory, and the last was back in that 1986. Big congratulations to Argentina on taking out the 2022 World Cup. Big congrats to them. We'll be right back. We'll just take a short break and we'll be right back after these messages here on the Sports Press Box Summer Edition, brought to you by Viva Teamwear.
Here for the atmosphere, not the gambling.
Here for the memories, not for early bet payouts.
Here for the loyalty, not to punt on first goal scorers.
Here for my heroes,
not for my multi.
Here for the fans,
not the odds-on favourite.
What are you here for? Gambling may harm. You could lose more than a bet. Visit hereforthegame.com.au.
Welcome back to the Sports Press Box. My name is Darren, filling in over the summer break while Guy and JT take a very well-earned break, and they'll be back in 2023 for our Season 2 of the Sports Press Box. Until then, you've got me with the summer edition of the Sports Press Box. As I said, my name is Darren, and it's great to be with you. And we're now going to talk some cycling, especially the Santos Tour Down Under that takes to Adelaide and the surrounding South Australia. And our first news from the Santos Tour Down Under, of course, that's in Adelaide from the 13th to the 22nd of January 2023. Caleb Ewan to headline Australia's national team at Santos Tour Down Under. One of the world's fastest sprinters will compete for the Australian national team at the Santos Tour Down Under, with Oz Cycling confirming Caleb Ewan's inclusion in the event today. Among his 60 professional victories, Ewan is a 9-time stage winner at the Santos Tour Down Under and has claimed 5 stage wins in both the Tour de France and the Giro d'Italia. The Australian national team traditionally consists of a mix of promising domestic riders and professional riders whose teams are not participating in the Santos Tour Down Under. Riding alongside Ewan in the men's Australian national team will be Lotto Destiny teammate Jared Dreisner and Commonwealth Games pursuit medalists Connor Leary and Graham Frisley and James Moriarty. Ewan and Drisners will ride in the green and gold after their professional team, Lotto Destiny, elected to forgo UCI World Tour invitations following their relegation from the top 18 teams for the 2023 season. As a winner of the men's team's classification, the 2022 National Road Series, Team Bridge Lane were awarded 2 positions on the team, fielded by Cycle Sunshine Coast winner Zach Marriage and Liam Walsh. The women's team features 2022 National Road Champion Nicole Frayne, UCI World Champion silver medalist Rachel Nayland, and Oceania Road Champion Josie Talbot. Oz Cycling developing athletes Ali Anderson, Hayley Fuller, and Anaya Lowa have also been selected to the women's team. Santos Tour Down Under director Stuart O'Grady said Ewan will be an exciting inclusion for fans. Caleb has developed a strong following at the Santos Tour Down Under thanks to the sprinting prowess and ability to mastermind victories at high speed, O'Grady said. He was a standout in 2020, including a breathtaking win on Stage 2 into Stirling and claiming his 4th Schwalbe Classic, and will be in the mix again this year, particularly on the Zip Tracks Men's Stage 1 in the Barossa and the Think Road Safety Men's Stage 4 in Willunga. The women's team has a great mix of established talent like Nicole and Rachel, mixed with some of the most exciting emerging riders in the country. The Australian national teams at the Tour Down Under have a reputation of showcasing the next crop of Australian superstars, and riders like Caleb will grab headlines. Cycling fans will have their eye on some of the exciting under-23 talent in these teams. The Santos Tour Down Under is taking place in Adelaide and regional South Australia from the 13th to the 22nd of January 23. It will feature 9 days of UCI World Tour men's and women's racing. The Santos Tour Down Under women's race was elevated to the highest level of international competition in June, with its 2023 edition set to be the first Union Cyclisti Internationale women's World Tour stage race in the Southern Hemisphere. Remaining rider announcements will be made in the coming weeks. But please, in the meantime, visit tourdownunder.com.au for more information. We all love an Australian team, and Green Edge Cycling will boast an all-Australian lineup for the first time in the 2023 Santos Tour Down Under women's race, including Olympians Alexandra Manley and Georgia Baker. Manley returned to full-time road cycling in a remarkable form this year, winning 4 of 6 stages at July's International Lotto Thüringen Ladies Tour in Germany to take overall honours. Versatile Australian then secured another win in August with a thrilling Stage 4 victory at the Tour of Scandinavia. Sprinter Baker's latest season launched her to the forefront of the international cycling scene, with 3 gold medals, including the women's road race at the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games. Baker also came second in the opening prologue of the Giro d'Italia, Donny, and went on to claim multiple top 10 stage finishes during the event. Both riders were among the Australian lineup that won bronze in the mixed team time trial at the recent UCI 2022 Road World Championships in Wollongong, New South Wales. Joining them to represent Green Edge Cycling at next month's Santos Tour Down Under women's race will be 2022 Santos Festival of Cycling winner Ruby Roseman Gannon, along with the experienced Jessica Allen and debutantes Georgie Howe and the South Australian Amber Pate. Manley says that Santos Tour Down Under was a race she always looked forward to. I am super excited to race the Santos Tour Down Under in January, and for me personally, it is really special as the race is in my hometown of Adelaide, Manley said. I have been part of the event over the years and have witnessed its growth, so to see it now elevate to UCI World Tour level for 2023, it is really something special. As a team, we have won the overall title 5 times, and last year we helped Ruby to take the overall title. A stage win, and also Georgia won the criterium, so we returned with so much motivation to try and keep winning in Adelaide. It is a really nice lining up with all an Australian team, as this is the event we have been exposed to the best cyclists in the world, and it's ignited a professional dream in many riders. We know it's going to be extremely high level of racing next year and a very challenging course, but we know what to expect and are coming in very well prepared. Hopefully the home advantage will help. Santos Tour Down Under race director Stuart O'Grady OAM said Green Edge Cycling would be a team to watch in 2023. Green Edge Cycling has enjoyed a very successful year, and riders will be keen to extend their remarkable achievements into the new season, O'Grady said. Having a UCI World Tour race in South Australia shows the growth of the Santos Tour Down Under. We are proud to present a challenging event on the world stage for these impressive Australian athletes. Our stages will really play to Alex Manley's strengths, but any rider on this roster could be in contention for the ochre jersey. The Santos Tour Down Under women's race was elevated to the highest level of international competition in June, with its 2023 edition set to be the first Union Cyclisti Internationale Women's World Tour Stage race in the Southern Hemisphere. So if you're in Adelaide, or get down to Adelaide, not just for some awesome cycling, but for the beautiful beaches, beautiful sights, and of course our beautiful wines. And we cannot forget the great cycling, and that takes over Adelaide and South Australia from the 13th to the 22nd of January.
South Australia. There are few places that so perfectly encapsulate the typical Australian experience. From the rugged mountains of the outback to the glittering Southern Ocean, its landscape is as diverse as its culture. Within its enormous state borders is an abundance of wildlife, food, festivals, and places of extraordinary beauty.
When you're not Adelaide, cycling fans were given the ride of their lives as they geared up alongside one of the biggest names in the world of motorsports. Formula One superstar Valtteri Bottas led a weekend peloton from Glenelg to Outer Harbour and revealed to the media how Adelaide's change of pace has captured his heart.
Valtteri Bottas is used to life in the fast lane. He's not called the Flying Finn for nothing. It's Valtteri Bottas who wins the Australian Grand Prix! In 2016, he was clocked at an eye-watering 372 k's an hour at the Mexican Grand Prix. But this time, life's a little slower. It's no surprise the F1 megastar was the centre of attention as he swapped 4 wheels for 2.
And if the right whoever has a mullet gets a free beer.
I love it. It's a great way to see places. You know, when I travel, you see so much on a bike, and also like here, the riding is so good that it's always a pleasure to be here.
But it might surprise you to know when he isn't walking the grid of Monaco, rubbing shoulders with the rich and famous, he spends his off-season right here in Adelaide with star cyclist partner Tiffany Cromwell.
What do you love about Adelaide, obviously, besides Tiffany?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Tiff has her family here, and but yeah, I've been here now for many times, and every time I come to Australia, I come to Adelaide. For me, I love it because it's, you know, it's obviously, it's a city with everything you need, but it's not too big. I'm not a big fan of massive cities. So, and yeah, you have the hills, you have the nature. I don't mind a drop of red wine every now and then either, so it's pretty well located.
Together, the pair certainly cover some Ks in the saddle, taking in some of South Australia's most breathtaking sights.
The hills are
yeah, for me, obviously, I can ride on all the roads in the world, but the hills are definitely some of the best in the world. They're quiet. You have the mixture of the very leafy areas through kind of Lenswood, Basket Range. You ride the Summertown or that area, or you can get further out.
And Finland, yeah, obviously.
His dramatic off-season transformation has him looking as Aussie as a pair of thongs. Even his initials are as ochre as they come.
Probably the biggest decision I need to make in January is if I keep the mullet or not.
Yeah.
So let's see.
How's it been? Everyone like it?
Yeah, I'm getting so many compliments. It's crazy.
So next time you're out riding, you don't know who you might bump into on Adelaide's roads. We're going to take a break now, and we'll be right back. Of course, the Sports Press Box is brought to you by Viva Teamwear.
It's what we play in the gyms, the parks, the backyards, and on the street. It's a way of life. When grit and grind take over, it's unmistakable what can be born.
Forced him into the air, and it's going to count.
Unmissable moments, undeniable talent. 24 on the clock, all eyes on the rock.
That's just extraordinary.
From street to stadium, country to coast, it's unstoppable.
Two more, thank you. Tough defender, real competitor. How about that?
No matter who we are or where we're from, nothing comes close to summer hoops.
All the answers here. The big fella. They are on fire.
Hungry Jacks NBL, unrivaled.
This is a world-class league.
Sports Press Box Summer Edition. It's great to be with you over the summer. Cleveland turns the 1-2, 1-2. Yep. Cleveland turns the tide for Adelaide. Antonio's Cleveland's fourth quarter masterclass has lifted the Adelaide 36ers over the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers 93-82 in a physical back and forth battle. Cleveland got the 36ers going early, scoring 8 of the first 10 for Adelaide as they scored a season high 29 first quarter points. Tasmania's physicality helped them back into the contest before Cleveland buckets on back-to-back possessions turned the tide for Adelaide. In the final stanza, turning a 6-point deficit into a 2-point lead that they wouldn't relinquish the rest of the way. Cleveland led the way for Adelaide with 20 points. Anthony Drimmick provided a spark off the bench with 16 points, and Kai Soto impressed in a starting role with 9 points, 2 blocks for the 36ers in the win. Milton Doyle top scored for Tasmania with 18 points. And here are the highlights.
Here is Antonius Cleveland, 20 points. He's attacking the rim hard. On Saturday night, he starts again, continues in strong fashion. Chance for a three-point play.
You could be in for a long night. Obviously attacking this mismatch, getting downhill and playing through contact. He is trying to be disruptive and doing a pretty good job. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Adelaide right now.
You know what you're going to get from the Jack Jumpers. Yeah.
And there he is, taking in proceedings from the sidelines.
Here's McCarron working weeks down low.
Oh, really? Desperate to get that breakthrough win over his old team.
And quite uniquely for Kansas, their third game this round, and they've already won both of them. So it'll be 3 games around as Franks.
Well, that'll feel good for Robert Frank.
He's got the 10 points. Majet looking to be aggressive. It's a good finish with Soto all over him.
Top of the glass.
As we said, this is their second game of a 6-game stretch in 16 days. McDonald gets his first points of the night. He's played some good minutes too in recent games.
Really good minutes. And the shove and the bump and the grind and the jack jumpers, reveling in it.
Can it get frustrating, X? Because it looks like Adelaide are just starting to get a little bit frustrated by all the contact. Your boy again. Tassie by 5. Marshall looking to go to work on Kelly. And what a tough finish from the youngster.
That's the kind of shot creation you're talking about, X.
The final possession of this third quarter. Can Adelaide tie it up or take the lead? It'll be Marshall again. Feeds it down low to Detch. Good heads-up play. Franks and Cleveland back out on the floor for Adelaide with Detch, Harris and Marshall. And they do go straight to their superstar, Franks, who goes straight at Doyle.
And make the fourth is great for him, great for his confidence, and he needed to see that go through the rim. And that's going to get him going.
Gonna get him going all right. All of a sudden, he's got 2 in a row.
All tied up now. Can they continue to get stops and push the ball?
There he goes.
And that's the thing with AC. He sees a couple go through the rim, and watch him. He locks in defensively.
So evenly matched sides here. Cleveland feeling good about himself.
Oh my God.
Feeling really good. Good hands from McCarron. He's got Detch running with him. Cleveland gets his double-double with that rebound. 20 points and 10 boards for him. He stepped up when they needed someone the most. He had plenty of teammates in support.
Saturday night we talked obviously the start of the run of games and then the second one, and sometimes to be culture you have to beat culture. Was that the case of tonight's game?
Today was a repeated success. You need repeat success and effort levels and energy, and I think how we started against Brisbane was great, and we needed to, again, one-hit wonders. We've seen that in music and a lot in sport. We play good, what happened this game? And we'll come back up here. So to be able to continue to match the energy for the other teams and come out and compete and battle and take a few things away early, which we were able to get out and run, and then sort of calm down a little bit.
You started with that 10-2 run, and obviously this man next to you, got it going really early, and it's nice to see a couple of fast starts for Adelaide, and that's certainly something you've been looking for.
Yeah, definitely. I think any time that you can get out and run, it's fun basketball. I think teams get scared and you see their eyes get bigger, and a lot can happen in the open floor and with every team and a lot of players in this competition. But for us, I think the way that we move and can get to second actions and keep pressure at the rim continues to cause problems.
Tasmania really grinded you in that second quarter, and they just refused to give up offensive rebounds. How frustrating was that for you in the second quarter? You just weren't able to get those extra chances off them.
Well, it wasn't so much the offensive rebounds that I was more worried about. You take the right shots in the game, good things will happen. I think I was more upset that we gave up certain things to them that we told that we're not going to give up. And, like Steiner will come off a pin down or a turnout, which, if you're a student of the game, you'll see certain things that they do and that they run for certain players, and they run it to perfection. And so I thought, that was a letdown, and we gave up, second chance points early, which I thought they stayed in the ball game in that first half by second chance points off our turnovers, and then again they got some open looks because we overcommitted at certain times too.
In terms of using your lineup tonight, you obviously had to go deep into. You mentioned that third quarter, and you found, well, you didn't find, Nick Marshall obviously, and guys like Hiram Harris. It really brought you back into the game when it looked like it was maybe slipping away from you. Felt like Tasmania had all the momentum and all the drive, and then all of a sudden they just changed the dynamic of the game in the third quarter. How did you see it from your perspective?
Yeah, I think when you have guys that compete and can bring energy, not that everyone on our team can do that, with their lineup, their matchup, when they were switching and hustling, and to be able to break that first line of the defense, these guys can do that and set the tone and have that heart and that drive to be able to help keep us in in a level place, and like everyone, they want trust from me, and I need consistency from them. And it's not just that little 5-minute patch, and if it's 2 or 5 minutes, don't be deflated. But do it with pride and give it everything like it's your last game that you ever play, and the chips will lay where they are, and we'll all enjoy. Everyone was happy for everyone else's success, which we all want.
Antonius, in that fourth quarter, you had that moment where you shot that three and it rimmed, but it rimmed back to you, and then you stuck it in the next one. In that moment there, what clicked for you that made you go on the 12-point run that you had in that final term?
I was open, so I just shot again. Can't be afraid to take shots. If you miss, so what? So I just wanted to shoot it again. I felt like I was going to make it, and I kind of knew I was going to make it at the second time. So I just wanted to keep being aggressive, and an open shot is a good shot. So that's what was going through my head.
Hey, so following up from that, what's worked so well in these last two games this weekend? What do you feel like is starting to click for this game?
I think, I'm going to talk about Tasmania. I think we just stayed together. Guys off the bench stepped up. Nick Marshall was huge. I think they, got momentum going for us, and we kind of ran with it. Tassie came back and punched us like we knew they would, and we just punched them back and finished the game out. I think coach's game plan, switching down the stretch kind of like threw a different look at Tassie that I don't really think they was prepared for, and it kind of just kept us up and aggressive and up-tempo and just playing off the crowd, getting stops.
CJ, how pleasing for you is it that you got on top late in that game based on winning the effort areas against a team that I guess is known for that as their trademark? And I think in the second half, 11 offensive rebounds you had to their 3. How pleasing was that for you?
I was super proud. Clearly, it's said at halftime that this is our game to take, and don't come in here. Basically, don't want them to come in here and feeling sad for themselves. But I thought our intensity in going out there and executing, I guess more so on the defensive end of the floor, and being able to contain Doyle and Jet and take away certain things where McVeigh catches shoot threes and making them put on the deck a little more than normal, which again eventually will tire you out, and using and rotating the bodies a little more for myself and being able to switch more, we were able to get out and run a little bit better.
What are your thoughts now on the Christmas Eve game? Obviously the Phoenix are potentially going to have their struggles just given what's happening to them this week, but that's not your problem. What are your thoughts on that game now on Christmas Eve?
Excited about it. One, it's Christmas Eve, and to be able to play a game that we love, and for all our fans to be at home and during that time is also good. But I'm excited. One, that the NBL, it's a special time for our families, and this is where everyone needs to stay safe and eat well and enjoy sport and sit there and cheer for their teams. If it's Adelaide, if it's just watching the NBL, I think it's exciting times.
Hi, CJ. Can we expect an Ian Clarkson announcement officially tomorrow?
Ooh, that would be nice. If you get that done, I'm super pumped. I like to think that we're not far away from announcing something, but I don't have any confirmation that anything's done yet. So, but when I do, if it's not me, it'll be the club that will definitely let everyone know. But yeah, excited if he's the guy that we get.
Is there frustration around how this has all played out? It's been in the public domain for a few days, and we all know it's happening, that you kind of have to skirt around it when asked.
No, I think it's more frustrating for you guys. Like in-house, my team has been focused on us and preparing for these 2 games and understanding what we need to do if we're going to stay in the hunt to go make a title run. But as for players that come and go into your team, it's when they're here, you welcome them, you embrace them, you try to give them everything possible to be themselves and play at an elite basketball level. So whoever that is, and when they come in, we'll do that.
Is that player going to be available on Saturday?
I hope so, but there's no guarantee in that too.
Loss for the Tasmanian team tonight. What did you first take out of it straight after that buzzer win?
Well, first, congratulations to CJ and their group. They obviously played very well, especially in the second half. One of our focus was making sure we would take care of the glass, and they just pounded us in the second half there, I think, with 11 offensive rebounds. We had 1 at halftime. I think there's 7 in the fourth. and just fueled them to get extra possessions and extra shots. And their work rate was much higher than ours, and they made winning plays, and that was it.
As you said, that final quarter, they just had all that momentum, and when you're up against a team like that, it's happened twice in 2 games now, but all season you've had answers for it. So what are the answers at the moment for your team in how to respond to that?
Well, I don't know if necessarily we had answers to any of that stuff other than just trying to run our stuff a little bit better and be a little bit more detail-oriented on finishing possessions with box outs and doing the little things. A lot of these games are coming down to the last few minutes. And we've navigated a few of them with wins, and I think some of it's a little bit of fool's gold to think that you just can keep coming back from behind and think that's how you're going to win games. And I hope that's not our mentality. It's a nice trait, but I don't think it's worthy of anything really in the long run other than it's a good story. We just have to be better.
And Clint, for yourself, you started tonight. How did it feel to get back out there and be in the starting 5? Once again, we all admire you as a player from across the league, as people who watch you play. How good was it to get back out there and be a part of the team?
I mean, it's always good to be back out there, whether you're starting or coming off the bench. Whatever minutes you play, I mean, I'm going out there trying to be effective, trying to be efficient. And I think I need to provide more in the effective area right now. I mean, 14 minutes, 1 rebound. I mean, our big guys are battling, and I mean, we give up 7 O-boards in the last quarter, and that's where I need to become effective and get some of those. But I mean, being back out there, it's what I'm here to do, is go out and be a really good teammate and compete with the guys.
Isaac White was very good for you tonight, 12 points, a high shooting percentage, and just that energy, and also +8 on the court. How did you see his game tonight, and how it really helped your team, especially after Adelaide had that fast start, they had that 10-2 start, and then when you brought a few guys in, particularly Scott as well, it really changed the dynamics and brought the game back into your favour coming into the half.
Whitey's been fantastic. Just his energy, his defensive pressure, and I think that's where it started. And he had some shots going tonight, and he was being aggressive, and that's what we brought him in to do. And I mean, the same can be said for Sean McDonald. I mean, those two guys weren't guaranteed anything, and they've come in and played aggressively and taken their chances, and that's why they're out there right now and playing high minutes. So if they keep that up, then it's only good for us.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Clint.
Yep.
We good to go?
Yeah, all good, Chris.
Okay. Scott, following on from what you touched on to start with the offensive rebounds, you dominated that area in the first half. I think it was 5-1 at half time, and then 11-3 in their favour in the second half. Is that just an effort thing, or what do you put it down to?
Effort. I mean, it's pretty simple. There's no talent in rebounding. Some of the greatest rebounders in the history of the game have been undersized guys that just have a nose for a ball, and they dig them out and they go get them. And it's just an energy, passion, go get a ball, really, at the end of the day.
Well, what do you take out of these last 2 games that you now need to, that I guess you've learned that you need to work on heading into Thursday night?
Well, I just think in general, the league is extremely tough. There's no easy games, and, we've been in quite a few of these ones that are in the last quarters, and they're back and forth. And I've said it before, you got to navigate hard and get through some of that stuff. And if you don't, you're not going to be in the playoffs, and you're just going to sit on the outside and wonder, well, I wish I had that game back in January or whatever it may be. And you just have to tough it out and figure out ways to win when maybe it's not in the cards for you to win. And you have to try to win at home. And that's one thing that we just have not done very well is win at home. We've done pretty well on the road for the most part. But, it's a grind. It's real. And, the league is fantastic with a lot of really good players. And the margin of error is very small. And some teams are making it happen and some teams aren't.
But just following on from that, you haven't played many home games in Hobart lately, but you also haven't won a home game for a long time there on the back of that. I mean, how determined are you to bounce back on Thursday night and get that win against the Hawks?
I mean, extremely. This is where we've got to capitalise on our season with some of the work we've done on the road. And I guess anytime you go home, you want to play your best. And we haven't shown that yet this season. So, yeah, I mean, Scott said it, there's some things we have to figure out. But the effort areas can't come into play, especially at home. They have to be nailed every time, and then you're just going to have to make some winning plays. But this is a chance for us to capitalise on our season and keep ourselves in touch in that top six, and to be able to do it at home is a really good chance. We just got to do it now, moving forward.
And we just heard from the LA 36ers coach CJ Bruton and Antonio's Cleveland in their presser, and that was followed by coach Roth and Steindl from the Jack Jumpers, talking about their clash against each other. And in the LA 36ers press conference, you might have heard about a new player that the Adelaide are about to announce. Well, they have announcement, and I can tell you, the LA 36ers have signed NBA championship winner Ian Clark for the rest of the NBL season. Clark, 31, played 330 NBA games between 2013 and 2019. Alongside Steph Curry, was part of the Golden State Warriors backcourt that posted the most dominant playoffs record in NBA history during the 2016-17 season. Aside from winning the championship with the Wizards, Clark played for the New Orleans Pelicans, Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets during his time in the NBA. He replaced his former 36ers import Craig Randall II, who was cut by the team because of chemistry issues. Clark is expected to be available for the 7th place 36ers in their game against Southeast Melbourne Phoenix on Christmas Eve. He filled a similar role for the Sydney Kings last season, coming in for injured import RJ Hunter midway through the campaign, and went on to play a crucial role off the bench in their run to the championship. To bring someone like Ian in is great for the group, LA coach CJ Bruton said in a statement. He's a winner, he knows what it takes to get it done in this league, but most importantly, he's a great teammate. We're excited to add Ian to our squad. Now it's all about getting him here and getting him up to speed with our game plan. Clark will come up against his former teammates at least once when the 36ers host the Kings on February 3. Sean Bruce, also a member of the Kings championship winning bench, says it will feel strange planning a scouting report to keep Clark quiet. It'll be tough, he said. He's a great player, and obviously he saw what he could do for us, but I'm excited for him that he's healthy and he's got an opportunity to play. He's going to bring a lot to Adelaide. You're listening to the Sports Press Box Summer Edition, and we're going to take a short break, brought to you by Viva Teamwear.
It's what we play in the gyms, the parks, the backyards, and on the street. It's a way of life. When grit and grind take over, it's unmistakable what can be born.
Forced him into the air and it's going to count.
Unmissable moments, undeniable talent. 24 on the clock, all eyes on the rock.
That's just extraordinary.
From street to stadium, country to coast, it's unstoppable.
Two more, thank you. Tough defender, real competitor. How about that?
No matter who we are or where we're from, nothing comes close to summer hoops.
Got all the answers here. The big fella.
Hungry Jacks NBL, unrivaled.
This is a world-class league.
You're listening to the Sports Press Box Podcast Summer Edition, and it's great to be with you. My name is Darren. Some late breaking news has just come over the sports press box desk. Zhao Kuai to return home for family reasons. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have announced that Zhao Kuai will return home to China for family reasons. The Phoenix fully support Zhao at this time and have left the door open for him to return. Zhao is needed at home at this time, and we fully support his decision and remain hopeful he will return and finish the season with the Phoenix. Southeast Melbourne CEO Tommy Greer said, "We send our best wishes to Zhao's family." Epic Creek Phoenix win classic. It always loomed as a classic matchup, and it surpassed all expectations, with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix taking down the Sydney Kings 113 to 112 in double overtime. In a heavyweight clash, the Phoenix Mitch Creek recorded 46 points, while the King star Derek Walton Jr. had 45. The first 40-point games by players this season. Injuries to South East Melbourne's Gary Brown with a calf injury and Ryan Brokoff hip injury, and Sydney's Xavier Cox with an ankle didn't detract from the contest, as Creek and Walton Jr. delivered a game up for the ages. Creek and Walton Jr. traded clutch 3-point shots at the end of the first overtime period before a tense second overtime saw no team score in the final minute, as the Phoenix held on to defeat the ladder leaders. It was a remarkable individual performance from Creek in his 306th NBL appearance. He ended up with 46 points, 10 rebounds on 15 to 27 shooting, including 4 from 11 from 3 and 12 from 13 at the line. Walton was phenomenal for the Kings. He finished with 45 points and 10 assists on his 14-27 shooting from the floor, 5-10 from deep and 12-13 from the foul line. Let's hear from the two coaches and players in their post-match presses.
It's a pretty wild afternoon, I think it's fair to say. How do you even look at that and try and assess what just happened?
Firstly, shout out to the people of Gippsland. Like, they created that event with their support for us coming out here, and the environment they created that was loud. I don't think anyone could hear a call out there, but the environment created the contest, which was special. Saw a couple of special performances with Walton Jr. and Creek, and then just, a coin flip in the end. Which way is it going to go? I thought we endured some real tests. I thought that the strength of character, which maybe waned a little bit on Thursday. I think it was Thursday, whenever we played last. I thought we may have failed that test. We got a little over emotional. Today, there's a real focus to just be businesslike. And when those hurdles came at us, and there was a lot of them out there, I thought that the strength of character really shone through, which builds for us a platform. It builds for us a level that we know that we can operate under extreme duress, extreme circumstances, and come out with our chins held out high.
Specifically on Mitch?
Yeah, 27 field goal attempt. I just said to him, he needs to pass the ball a bit more.
I've never shot that many. I feel so bad. I actually feel like a dick.
It's right up there with one of the all-time great NBL performances for an individual. And if Sydney win, then we're saying the same about Derek and his performance. Guys were dropping for both teams, and he answered the call when it mattered most. And even all facets of the game, I just thought he stood up, took a huge defensive rebound down the stretch. Maybe he got a little clip on that one, but I thought his performances was we'll be talking about this for a long time.
What about for you, Mitch? Obviously, it's the scoring, the points, but it was efficient as well, really, from all three areas. How do you break down what you just did?
I kind of said to Sam on the way in, like, it was a very highly intellectual game. Like, there was a lot of moving pieces, and like, we'd make counters to their offenses on defense, and then they would make adjustments, and then we'd have to make a counter to something they've just adjusted. Like, everyone was moving pieces around the board, and it was actually really cool because, as Simon said, you couldn't hear anything. I said to the crowd afterwards, like, next time when it's that crazy, like, shut up on defence so we can actually run down and play some good defence on Walton, because we're like, ice, and the point guards are just like, no idea where the ball is. Like, it was the craziest game I've ever been a part of. But at the same time, it never felt like either team was so far out of it or so far not in control of each other's games. Like, we had control for the most of it, and then Sydney kind of just hung around, and then it was vice versa. And even down the stretch, like, I'd make a big play, and then Walton would come down and he'd make a big play. And I mean, just a huge shout out to Derek like that. I said to him after the game, I said, that was an incredible battle, and I was just so proud to be a part of it. Like, you don't get many moments like this in sport. Like, I've played my 12th season, 13th season, and it's my first one that's been like that, head-to-head with somebody for all 47 and a half minutes I played. Like, just an incredible experience to be a part of and to win. As you said, Simon said, you lose that game and everyone talks about Derek, and that's it. You know, you win and they kind of talk about you, but at the same time, you can't mistake that kind of game from him. You know, tip your hat to him. Incredible game from him. And man, I hope every time we play Sydney, it's like that. I hope Save's ankle's okay. I was looking forward to that matchup. Like, I was really looking forward to it. I know a lot of people were. Shitty to see him play 7 minutes and then be walked off the court, you know, to the change room. So I hope he gets better. I hope he gets fit quickly so we can go out and have a really good battle together, because we both respect each other a lot, and, you know, we both want the best of each other.
I'm going to look at it differently to you guys, but I'm cracking up laughing at every shot. As you said, it's shot for shot out there. When you're in the moment, and the one that stands out, I think Ruben hits a three, and then Walton hits that leaning three down the other end. What's going through your head in that moment? Are you able to appreciate what you're seeing, or you're pissed off that
I was just laughing. I was just on the baseline like, holy shit, this is ridiculous. And, I mean, hats off Owen Foxwell. Like, that might be the best game I've ever seen someone play one-on-one defence and get 40-pieced. Like, if Foxy wasn't on our team for that game, he would have scored 74. You know, like, he was just, as I said, you know, you tip your hat to greatness, and that was a great performance. But some of the defensive possessions we had on Walton was just tip-top. And then he makes it, and you just laugh, and you're like, holy shit, that guy's really good at basketball. And then you go down, and I hit a hesitation three on Simon, I think, and I think Simon was like, don't shoot it. Oh, shit, yeah, good shot, Craigie, like, nice job. And then he came down again, hit another one, and you're just like, can you go away? Like, go and play for someone else for the next 5 minutes, because he was, as I said, it was lost for words, because it's just, you know, head-to-head and big shot. Like, it was just pretty funny to be out there and be a part of it.
Simon, in terms of improvising with lineups and those types of things, 5 guys fell out altogether. There was injuries on top of that. Creaky mentioned Owen there, that you got Owen and Carl sort of closing this game out. How difficult was it to manage bodies?
Well, sometimes it's by necessity, so it isn't that difficult. You know, what are you going to do? Can't throw an injured bloke back out there, so you're forced to make a change. I think Creaky was talking about it a little earlier, just about the checkers game or the chess game that was going on in before that, and with guys coming in and out, big lineups, small lineups, switching lineups. How do you defend this? You know, that's not working. You know, you're going with a game plan, a guy like Walton, and it's like, okay, these are shots that we are going to try and not allow him to have uncontested, but these are the shots we want him shooting. You go through the numbers, you go through the film. All right, this is where he's maybe not as efficient as other areas of the game, and he comes in and he pulls, you know, 4 or 5 mid-ranges, and you're just like, okay, plan B. So then you make changes, and then he's getting on the rim and finding guys. I go, all right, well, plan C. So you've just got to keep trying to find the chemistry and find the magic. And, you know, one of the guys, you mentioned 3 guys there, but I want to tip the hat to Junior Madut as well. I thought when he came in at the regulation in that fourth quarter, I thought his minutes were really key for us. I thought Ruben made a big shot. Foxy made a couple of big plays. Kyle Adam made some big plays. I thought even Grant Aticevic, when he came in early in the game to try and give Creaky, you know, we didn't want to play him 48 minutes today. We wanted to keep him to 47 and a half. So, but when Grant came in and hit those 5 points. I thought they were key. I thought our contribution across the line was there. And even Joe had that big post move. I don't know which overtime it was, probably the last one. And you know, just changed a couple of shots around the ring as well. So I thought there was, you know, real good contribution from a lot of guys today.
Just with Brown, Brockhoff, and maybe Carl looked up at the 3-point, tweak that ankle again. Where are they all at?
We're going to have to find out. Rowdy was in the showers when I came into the room, so I'm not sure what's happened there. I believe it's a hip. I initially thought it was a groin with the way he was holding himself, but I believe it might be a hip injury. Gary, that's a calf. That's going to be a little while. I don't think there's any sort of mystery there. To the degree and the level, we have no idea. We'll get the scans done. Trey, yeah, he got hit in that last one and rolled the ankle that he did previously. So we're going to have to wait and see how that one that one butters up. We're going to have to. He's a tough kid. And, he's rolled that ankle a few times already. I'm surprised there's ligaments still there for him to roll. So hopefully, and be a guy, I used to roll my ankle walking to school. Like, it was just sometimes you keep rolling it, and it hurts like all crazy, but because you've done it a few times, you can actually come back. So I'm hoping that's his condition right now.
Mitch, 4,000 points today as well. You've ticked over a few different milestones along the way this year. Are you someone who, I think we spoke after the 300, but are you someone that appreciates it or acknowledges that along the way?
I didn't know that was like happening. I got a message. I checked my phone after the game quickly, one of the media guys had said, "Hey, you score 7 points today, you get 4,000." And I was like, "Shit, that's a lot of points. That's pretty cool." But then you look around and you look at DJ from Adelaide, Chris Goulding, guys who are playing big milestones. They're the ones that I want to get to one day. I don't really care about scoring a whole bunch. It's about just kind of playing hard and playing the right way, and I guess just showing people out in the country and anywhere, no matter where you're from, you don't have to have the best training or everything at your helm, at your feet, just ready to go to be a good basketballer. I've said it plenty of times. People may not like me, but I try and play hard for my team. I try and be competitive, but at the same time, I try and be respectful after the game. I may not like you during the game, but after the game, I always nod my head and say great job, because it's a beautiful game of basketball. We get to go out and you hit a three, and you put your hands up like an idiot, and everyone goes, "Oh, it's cool," and it's this eerie noise you get in your ear. But 4,000's great, but the win today was 10 times sweeter. Seeing Owen Foxall take 3 charges was pretty damn cool. Seeing Kyle Superman jump for a ball that was already out of bounds at half court was pretty funny. They're the memories I'm going to remember more than scoring some points or getting some rebounds. But it's pretty cool. I hope Tommy gets me another plaque or something. Dad would love that.
Simon, I have to ask, 79 free throws is a lot. And I know it's a double overtime, but we spoke about the guys that fouled out. How did you think? It was clearly a physical game, but how did you see those numbers overall? That is extraordinary.
It is, and I got nothing for you.
Pass.
I don't know what, from minute to minute, let alone game to game, I don't know what's going to happen. We went back through the Melbourne film, and we missed a whole bunch of opportunities to go to the line. Today, I don't know what constituted a foul and not a foul at times, and I guess the thing from our perspective, what we can control is stepping to the line and making them. I thought we were a little disappointing. I thought that, they opened up that lead on us. It was, I don't know what it got to, but, it was maybe 10, 12 points or whatever it was. We probably had missed 15 from the line at that point. It's again, it's a crazy game. It was a tough game, great environment. I don't think that should really be the focus of what went down today. I think the focus is that we saw an amazing game of basketball in a town that can use that, and who we saw some special performances, and I think that should be the focus, and we move on from your question.
I appreciate the answer. So your schedule's changed this week. How does that, actually in the last 24 hours, how does that change your plans now for the next week? Because it's clearly...
Day off tomorrow.
Yeah. Look, we're just going to turn up and fight. Not pleased. In fact, I'm very not pleased. You get a double overtime game and guys go down, and then you throw in another game through no fault of your own. And I think people need to understand when they make these decisions that we work hard. The players put themselves through, our planning is immaculate, right down, it's scientific. And we prepare certain levels to be at certain dates, and then 3 days, in 3 days, 2 days after today, we were told you're playing now there, you'll be on the road, you don't have that training session, you don't have that recovery session, get on a plane, get on a bus, good luck. It's tough, and our preparation will be so abhorrent for what these guys need and for what my coaching staff needs. Like, we're working till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. You plan, this is the night I get to sleep. And we're pushing ourselves really hard during already a saturated schedule. So we wear it. We'll push through. We've got some guys who got some great opportunity today, and we'll butter up in Brisbane and give them our best.
Just a quick shout out to Shelley, who designed this incredible Indigenous jersey. I mean, this encapsulates everything from the staff, the volunteers, the players, all the way through until the team, the community, the land and the southeast. Like, incredible job, and she did an amazing job with my shoes today as well. So anyone that got to be a part of today, there were quite a few Indigenous people at the games, baseline, courtside, and they were just like, that's incredible, like, we love the shoes, we love this, and it's all for her. So Shelley, thank you for coming down and talking to us and inspiring us with this jersey. This one's going up in the pool room, as Dad would say, so I'm looking forward to putting that one up there.
They've got less than 10 seconds to manufacture something. Sean Bruce blew past Joe Chi and scores at the buzzer.
And with Alan Williams and Mitch Creek both out on the floor, they've got some big work to do in situations just like that.
And there is career point number 4,000 for Mitch Creek.
Oh, no. Oh, righto.
God.
Okay.
No, of course you can't.
Yeah, guys, I just confirmed Xavier Cook's sore ankle, said he's going to rest it for the rest of the game. Gary Brown Jr. out with a calf muscle.
Big loss for both teams. Well done down there, Copes.
Well, the struggles of DJ Vasiljevic continue. 3 of 12 in this one. And are they going to count that?
I think they will.
Phoenix have hit back hard in this fourth quarter. And they lead by 3 now. Sydney needing to find some answers.
Of what his shooting percentages are, he's just got great self-confidence.
Creek was inside for a while. They eventually found him and he levels it up. The 2 points put Sydney back in front. Kel banks it off the glass and we're tied again.
Outside of me putting the X on him, but he's, across the course of his career, like we said, almost an 80% free throw shooter. And they'll advance the ball.
Foxwell has done such an epic job on Walton Jr. Has he got one more stop in him? The Phoenix get the stop. Foxwell, almost. Capacity crowd at the Gippsland Indoor Sports Stadium in regional Victoria. Haven't they seen a contest? Creek inside. Walton Jr. with the response at the other end. This is incredible.
Wow. 3-pointers. There was the first one by Creek. And then Walton.
Don't foul to the Phoenix.
Walton for Bruce. Not again. Doesn't go. Foxwell throws up a prayer. And we are headed to double overtime.
He's got the size advantage. A small lineup Kings have gone with.
Tarangi all up and in on Walton Jr., who pulls the trigger.
Oh, my goodness.
Tottenham. Looks for Tarangi. It goes. Back through Walton Jr. And why not? He's unstoppable. 5 seconds for the Kings. Walton Jr. walks into the three. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Cool.
That was about as chaotic of a game that I can remember in the NBL. How do you sum it up? Because I imagine there's part of you that's proud of some of the guys in the other part of whatever it was.
Yeah, another one where we, snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, had the game won multiple times, felt like, and just kept finding new ways to get them back in it. So it's one where, again, we'll be disappointed with ourselves, close the game better, make free throws, don't foul, we win, in regulation, don't have to go through all the chaoticness of all the fouls and the drama of that game. So, disappointing again. Got to finish better, obviously. Losing X, he's probably the best Creek matchup in the league. He's done a great job on him for at least since I've been here. And, obviously we missed that tonight quite a bit.
He obviously was pretty sore coming in. Was it close to not giving it a go or whatever?
No, I think he felt good, felt like he was going to go. And, obviously happened the other night. First time really giving it a try today, just didn't feel quite right.
I think there was clearly frustration on both sides, but 80 free throws or 79 free throws.
Yeah, no comment. No comment.
Derek, for yourself, I can't remember the last time you had 2 45-plus point games, but you in foul trouble early. You sort of had to work through that yourself personally. How did you sum up that game?
I was always taught a point guard is defined by his wins and losses, and just not to be able to come out on top in a game where I feel like we had it in so many critical moments where maybe just like split decisions, like, giving up foul shots and offensive rebounds is kind of keen on my mind more than anything. So I don't really kind of like, as much as a player, you want to embrace having a good game. It's more so like you always try to think of ways you want to win when you able, to play well too, though. So.
You mentioned the rebounds, so the second chance points, it wasn't necessarily the high volume, but it just felt like they were able to capitalise in big moments on the glass. And do you put that down to positioning, or I know there was different lineups and you had to go small at times as well?
Yeah, I think at half they had 14 second chance points, so we might have actually only limited them to 6 in the final 30 minutes or whatever it was. But it certainly just felt like the pile-on of opportunities added up over time, and the fouls added up over time. Obviously, we weren't able to close with a lineup anywhere near where we would probably have a closing lineup. It's hard for me to get on our guys about the way we finish when it's a bunch of guys out there that's not, probably what's expected of them. And again, I'll have to go watch it and see ways we could have been better. I thought we maybe relied too much on jumpers down the stretch, but especially him early, they couldn't stay in front of him, and we probably didn't go to that enough. Probably didn't get hit enough, but it's hard. They're denying him and all those things. So we'll go back and watch the tape, see a number of areas we wish we could have been better. Defensively, we weren't great all night, but we could score. It was one of those games. There wasn't a lot of defense being played, so scoring was pretty easy for both teams.
You sort of referenced that you find ways to lose, or there's been things that have built up over time. How have you, the last few weeks, tried to work through that? Because I think you've even said even when you've won, actually haven't been.
Yeah, no, for sure. We've had a bunch of games now, and another one. Almost, I don't know if we were up 10 in the fourth tonight, but I think we were close, if not at some point. So, we're watching. We're trying to find that balance of playing fast and doing what we do well, and also, getting good shots and running some clock and those type of things. And obviously, we haven't quite found it to balance it. Although I think tonight the biggest thing that hurt us too was just our defense. We didn't get any stops early in the fourth, and we didn't get any stops late in the fourth. So.
I'll ask you about trusting your bench a little bit through the season, but again tonight, obviously Galloway has to play big minutes. How have you seen his season and his development through that?
Yeah, he keeps getting better. I probably even expect more from JG. Probably could have given us a little bit more lift than he did tonight. But no, he's great. We're loving playing him. He's going to keep getting better. I think he's so young, talented, physical that he's got a bright career out of him.
A week now until the next game, so at least you get a little bit of a breather. It's probably too early to say, but with next Christmas Day.
I have no idea right now.
Sticking with the basketball, the NBL has announced some schedule changes to some games. The NBL has announced changes to the schedule for the 2022-23 Hankjacks NBL season. The Perth Wildcats and New Zealand Breakers will play on Tuesday, January 10 at the RAC Arena at 9:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Brisbane Bullets and New Zealand Breakers will play on Saturday, February 4 at Nissan Arena at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Both games were scheduled following several Breakers players testing positive to COVID last week and being unable to field a team. You're listening to the Sports Press Box Summer Edition podcast with your summer host, Darren. We'll take a short break right here on the Sports Press Box podcast Summer Edition, and we'll come back with some Australian Baseball League news. Proudly brought to you by Viva Teamwear.
Here for the atmosphere, not the gambling.
Here for the memories, not for early bet payouts.
Here for the loyalty, not to punt on first goal scorers.
Here for my heroes.
Not for my multi.
Here for the fans.
Not the odds-on favourite.
What are you here for? Gambling may harm. You could lose more than a bet. Visit hereforthegame.com.au.
Some summer beats here on the Sports Press Box Summer Edition with Darren. That track we were just listening to was Summer Bum by Paul Yunden on the Sports Press Box. Proudly brought to you by Viva Teamwear. As I said before the break, we're going to talk some baseball now. And we're going to start off with some news out of the Perth Heat. The food trucks will make a return to Perth Heat home games in January. And the first game they'll be at is the Heat versus Geelong Korea on Friday, January the 6th at 7 p.m. And on Saturday, January 7 at 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. and Sunday, January 8th at 4 p.m. Start the new year with a party at the ballpark. Summer baseball party, that's January 6, 7 and 8. And you can find out all the rest of the information and to purchase tickets at perthheat.com.au. Our second news out of the Australian Baseball League comes from the Adelaide Giants, and they have signed flame-throwing MLB pitcher Bubby Rosman for championship push The Giants have added a pitcher who appeared in the 2022 MLB game for the Philadelphia Phillies for the stretch run. Flame-throwing Bubby Rosman, who can throw a fastball that tops out at 99 miles per hour, land in Adelaide in time for the series versus the Auckland Tuatara. He'll be a handy back-end bullpen guy to have. Rosman features an elite pitching arsenal. Earlier this season, his fastball was logged at 99 miles per hour at 160 in kilometres. He has devastating slider that lands in the high 80s. Bubby got a big league call-up in July 2022 and pitched for the Philadelphia Phillies. He spent most of the 2022 American season between AA and AAA in the Phillies system. He also plays for the Israeli national.
So what's going to be your role coming out of the bullpen?
Yes, I am back-end bullpen, just one inning guy, just on the strike zone. Get 3 outs as quick as possible. Get the dub.
How do you feel coming in with runners on in kind of stressful situations like that?
I mean, over time it's worked out, but I mean, it's something you have to build up to. And, I mean, first time I think I was doing it, I was sweating and couldn't breathe kind of thing, but I mean, it's something you get used to.
What are you kind of looking forward to most as the season gets started?
Just doing whatever it takes to help the team win and get moved up. But that's the goal for everyone here, and just have fun and grind every day.
You're smiling a lot right now. Looks like you're having fun right now with us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the media. It's fun. It's it's part of the game. I mean, you see guys on TV getting interviewed every day, and that's you're doing something good if you're getting interviewed after the game. So obviously that's the position you want to be in.
You look like you just love being here, man.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's my 8th year of professional baseball, and I mean, I've played all over the U.S. and international, so it's my first year back in the village in 5 years, so happy to be back here.
Excellent.
Being back in affiliated ball, just what did you learn from your time in independent ball?
I played indie ball, and I played over in Europe and Mexico, so I mean, it's a grind. I mean, you don't really have those trainers and nutritionists and stuff taking care of you every day. You're pretty much on your own, and I mean, you learn a lot about yourself. I mean, but I mean, I'm happy to be back here. That's my main goal is to be here and make the big leagues. And you have to be with an affiliate. You can't just play indie ball and go straight to the big leagues. I don't think that's ever happened before. But yeah, I'm happy to be back here.
You mentioned that growth of learning about yourself. Just now that you're back with these trainers, do you kind of speak up a little bit more and say like, well, no, this is kind of my process, so there's a balance?
Yeah, I mean, having like different trainers and stuff in the off season, you kind of see eventually what you like every year, and they're open to everything here, so you know what you like after a few years of learning about your body and what it takes to get ready and what gets tight every day. And, I mean, Andrew, he's great here, so he knows like what parts of my body get sore after I throw and stuff like that, and what to focus on. So definitely a lot better than what I've been used to in the past. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Rosman was drafted by the Dodgers in 2014 and spent 4 seasons in the minor leagues. From 2019-21, he spent time in independent leagues, including the Can-Am League, American Association, and Atlantic League. He also spent time in Mexico before working his way back to affiliated baseball. He provides a great option out of the bullpen with a velocity that isn't common in the Australian Baseball League. He says General Manager Nathan Davison. We're excited to have him on board. It's a second signing in 3 days for the Giants, who also added 2019-20 ABL Pitcher of the Year Dylan Unsworth to the squad. Unsworth, who has walked just 6 batters in 99.0 ABL innings, will assume a starting pitcher role. Giants are gearing up for a championship push. They sit 16-8 at the Christmas break and hold a 3.0 game lead over Perth Heat for the first place in the Southwest Division. If the Giants win the division, they would also host a 3-game preliminary final series on the last weekend of January versus the second place team in the Northeast. The Giants' next home game is January 6, 7 and 8 at Dye Colour Australia Stadium versus the Brisbane Bandits. And it's going to be a Latino night. Will be on the Friday game, and Saturday will be Harry Potter night for you Harry Potter fans. Some dates are sold out in our VIP areas. If you'd like to come to the ballpark and cheer on the Giants, head to www.adelaidegiants.com.au/tickets. And that takes us to the end of our Australian Baseball League baseball news, and also to the end of this week's Sports Press Box Summer Edition podcast. Thank you to everyone who's participated in the production of this podcast. And I'd just like to, on behalf of the rest of the Sports Press Box team here at Ozsports Radio, I'd like to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas and a very happy and safe 2023. So take care, and we'll catch you all after Christmas right here on the Sports Press Box, brought to you by Viva Teamwear and produced by Ozsports Radio.